Hey there, YouTube. I hope you guys are happy to see me back. I know I was gone for about a week, and I'm trying to post more, so I didn't want you guys to worry that I was gone. I posted a little poll, though, over the time I was gone, and I had you guys vote on what you wanted me to cover. So what we're going to talk about today is how to feel energy. So this is an interesting topic because this is kind of where a lot of the different spiritual aspects I feel like start out. But then I kind of feel like it ends after we talk about feeling energy, because feeling energy isn't just something that's like, oh, I feel energy, and you really don't feel it. To me, feeling energy is a powerful experience. And it's subtle at first, but then it grows to become much stronger as time goes on. So the more we're going to practice these kinds of exercise, which I will show you today, the more you're going to be able to actually incorporate this into your life, and you're going to be able to draw power into yourself, okay? And you're going to be able to feel energy. But that being said, let's start with the very, very first part, okay? Rule number 1 of feeling energy, or the energy club, as we'll call it. It's a Fight Club pun, right? Anyway, rule number 1, not 2, 1. Rule number 1 is that we have to be quiet in our minds. We have to be able to kind of turn off the chatter, or the monkey mind, as people call it. The way we do this is we kind of just set things aside for the day. If I'm going to do a reading, or if I'm going to do something where I'm feeling energy, or I'm trying to do something like that, I have to quiet the mind. And usually meditation can help with that, relaxation exercises can help with that. And if you guys would like, we can talk about that. You can post in the comments down below, and we can go more into that, but I'm trying to stay on topic for this video. So when we're feeling energy, if we're in a space where we're quiet, where everything is quiet within us, then we can start to focus on kind of subtle feelings, or vibrations, for lack of a better word. It's kind of like, we'll do this exercise right here. So I want you guys to take your hands, okay? And I want you to do this. And this is all we're doing the rest of the video. This is it. Okay, so you take your hands, you rub them together like that, and then when you stop, if we focus, we can feel a little bit of a tingle, okay? And I know this can be something where it's like, well, it's just your mind feeling that tingle. It's just kind of, you stimulated your senses way too much. But what we can do from here is I want you to focus on where you're feeling that kind of energy, okay, the tingle, or just kind of a feeling of like it's overstimulated. I want you to focus on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to focus, and I want you to imagine, right from here to here, okay? I want you to imagine that you're squeezing a ball in between your hands, and I want you to imagine you're squeezing a ball. The imagination is what creates psychic ability. So feeling energy, or any of this kind of stuff, that's the psychic link. And when we're focusing on feeling energy, when we're using our imagination to see a ball, or to see, like with telekinesis, or with different things like that, when we're focusing on the energy to move something, or we're focusing on what's in between our hands, even if there's nothing there, we're actually activating our imagination. As soon as we start to activate that imagination, if our mind's clear, it makes it so that we can focus more on bringing energy to our hands, okay? Because we're imagining an object, and at first it's going to feel like you're kind of forcing it and you're not really feeling anything. But if you quiet your mind down and you keep focusing, and what can help is if you focus on your fingertip, if you take a feather, or you just take your finger, okay, and you stroke it like that, and you kind of give, by the way, that scar, I don't know if you guys can see that. I cut an avocado way too damn hard, okay? Hurt myself pretty good. But you go up, and you can go down like that, okay? And when you do that, you're focusing energy. You're starting to focus attention. When we focus attention, we focus energy. When we focus energy, things start to move. So when we're doing this, we're going to focus energy. And so all you do is you do that for a minute, and then you stop, you'll look at your finger, and then you'll start to feel something. it's kind of like a whisper at first. It's kind of like this subtle, subtle feeling at first. It's not really strong, but we just give it a minute. This whole point of doing these spiritual exercises is for us to calm down for just a second and just focus on feeling. Focus on the present moment. Focus on your attention to intention to feel energy. Okay? Because that's what we're doing. So if we're holding our finger up like this, I'm just giving you different exercises because we had this one. Okay? Some people will feel like a magnetic feeling. Some people will feel like there's something there. Other people, this might not be something where they can feel anything really strongly. So we have a different test here, and that's this one. Okay? And still other people, usually 95% of people that I work with, when we focus, we do the free energy consultation, or we do energy work. If they've never felt energy before, they can usually feel it within those sessions. Usually within 5 to 10 minutes, they can feel it. And then from there, they can work with it. But that's something me and my guides specialize in, is helping people to feel energy and helping people to incorporate that into their lives. It's definitely a form of self-mastery to be able to bring energy in, but it's also something that it opens the door to a much more human experience. And I say human because we're not living the way we should be living at this point in time. We should be living lives that are much more free and much more expansive. But we've put ourselves in these boxes, and we've decided that we'll give someone else the key to let us out of these boxes that we put ourselves into. And right now, at this moment, it's us starting to step up, and it's us starting to say, hey, we don't want to be in these boxes anymore. It's time for us to get out and to go on our own journey, okay? So that is definitely what I'm seeing, you guys. When we're focusing on energy, it can be any kind of sensation. So when we're focusing on, like when I was doing this, it could be a tingling kind of feeling, like if your fingers waking up after being asleep, or if you're, like when your arm's waking up after being asleep, or if you get a shot from the dentist and your cheek is, not numb anymore, but it still kind of feels weird. That kind of feeling. So it can be a tingling. It can feel like static electricity, like when you shock somebody or when you're building it up to shock somebody. It can be like a slight buzzing sensation. Imagine your phone on vibrate, but it's in your finger, okay? And it's just kind of a small sensation. It can be, there's so many ways. It can be hot, it can be cold, it can be really, really intense, or it can be very mild. I like to compare it to kind of like a whisper in a thunderstorm at first. It's something that's really hard to hear or feel, but then eventually it becomes easier and easier to feel it and to work with it. But these, for a lot of us, these are kind of like muscles or senses that have atrophied. And so the more time we spend practicing them, the more time we spend honing these kinds of abilities, the better this is going to be for all of us. Okay, so we just have to spend time. Just like with anything else, you're not going to learn to play a piano in one trip. You're not going to learn to do anything like that. And with these psychic abilities, it's the same way. Some people are born with stronger psychic abilities, that is true. But people that are trying very hard can sometimes surpass those that were born with a gift. Because the people that were born with a gift can be, they can take it for granted. Okay? And that little fact was brought to me by Zen Rose Garden when I was watching them. They're a good YouTube channel, if you guys want to check them out. But personally, I really like doing the energy exercise this way because it's just basic. It's something that's simple, and everyone has access to their fingers, okay? Unless someone took your fingers away, in which case help isn't the kind of word I would use in that situation. It would have to be something much more dire. But yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I will try and be posting more, and we'll be having a better quality camera. I've got my studio set up here, and yes, it does come with a cat tree. Okay, if you guys are wondering, the studio has a cat tree. But yeah, and then I got my tarot cards back there, the Wild Unknown. Good tarot deck. Anyway, I love you guys. Namaste, and have an awesome day. Bye.